Hi everyone, today we're going to go through how to use double number lines to adjust recipes, adjusting ratios, but mainly with recipes. So this first one says a brownie recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour. Rachel discovers that she only has 1 cup of sugar. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my double number lines. So my top one I'm going to make sugar and my bottom one will be flour. So now on my double number lines, I always plot the ratio I want, the original ratio. So my original ratio is 2 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour. She discovers that she only has 1 cup of sugar, so I'm going to need to include 1 on my double number line for sugar. But the ratio I definitely want on my number line is the 2 to 3 ratio. So since I need 1 cup of sugar, I'm just going to count by ones. And since the original recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour, my 3 would go under here to make the 2 to 3 ratio. So now if I look at this, I'm counting by 1.5 because halfway from 0 to 3 would be 1.5 or 1.5. And so I'll number my other places on the number line. So now she only has 1 cup of sugar. So I want her line to be up and down just like these. Every single line here is an equivalent ratio. So in order to fix her recipe, instead of 3 cups of flour, she'll only use 1 1/2 cups. So now, say for instance, that she made the recipe incorrectly, and let's say that she put in 4 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour. We would need to look at how we could fix that recipe. So if we look here, she added in an extra 2 cups of sugar, which is fine, but we need to make our flour be that same amount. So we just want to go until we get a straight line here. So if I'm moving from 3 to 6, she would need to add an additional 3 cups of flour. So we can adjust the ratios based on our double number lines. We just want them to be straight up and down. We want equivalent ratios. Let's look at this one. A recipe that makes 5 dozen cookies calls for 3 eggs and 6 cups of flour. Sue only has 2 eggs. So again, I'm going to label my double number lines. The ratio I want on the number line is 3 to 6. So 3 eggs, 6 cups of flour. She only has 2 eggs though. So I'm just going to count by ones again. The ratio I want on the number line is 3 to 6. So 3 eggs to 6. So now I have to figure out what I'm counting by down below. So this would be 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And it's a 3 to 6. But she only has 2. So if I want a straight line, she would only use 4 cups of flour. Now let's look at this. Let's say she adds 3 eggs and she reads it incorrectly and she adds 8 cups of flour. So let's look at how we could fix it. So if she does 3 eggs and 8 cups of flour, I need my line to be straight. I need an equivalent ratio. Well, the next one I can really get to is this 4 to 8. I'm already at 8 for my flour, but I have to be to 4 instead of 3. So how much am I going up by? I'm going up by 1. So she would have to add 1 egg for that. So these can be adjusted based on the equivalent ratios in the table. So again, let's say 3 eggs and 6 cups. Let's say she does 10 cups of flour and 3 eggs. The same thing would happen. I would need to get this ratio the same. So I would add another 1 there. So that would add 2. So I always want my straight up and down lines for my double number lines. So that's how you adjust recipes using double number lines.